There's so much that you sacrificed for others. You forgot about yourself. You were selfless. And the craziest aspect about your sacrificing so much of your time, your energy, your love, your appreciation for others and what they do, your support. Those same individuals that you were there for, they're not there for you. And when you look back, you'll see that many of those that you supported and that you were there for, they weren't there for you in that same way. I meant to say, it's like Spirit is saying they didn't even do half of what you did. And they never intended to. But they figured, you give that energy, so I'm going to take it. You give it, so I'm going to take it. Not really being able to give you that same energy. So, even if you gave a listening ear when it was time for you to speak, you felt as though no one was there to hear. But the greatest aspect of this situation or these situations is that your frequency is not left unseen or unfelt. Everything you did in the spirit realm was recognized. Many things that you do here, I heard you give good tithings. You give good tithings. Everything that you do here that is done, I heard in good faith, it is felt, seen, and heard energetically in the spirit realm. I heard you've been recorded, but not in a bad way. I just saw the sign in my mind, smile, you're on camera. Have you ever seen that before? That sign is really to prevent those that lurk and those that are contemplating to take action within criminal activity. It's a deterrent to stop them from moving forward. That's usually why you see that sign, smile, you're on camera. It's to let people know, look, the camera's on, so if you want to do something crazy, just know you're going to be on camera. But I'm not taking it in a way of criminal activity. I'm taking it in a way of spiritual activity that you may not even have known that you were taking part in. Because when you actually use your energy to uplift the frequency, you become so much more valuable in the spirit realm and so much more appreciated because you're becoming a part of the master plan, like you are a part of it. The point is not to break people down and look for problems within people. It's to hone in on the strengths, build them up, and then when it's time, backtrack just a little bit so that you can really see where the weaknesses are and improve them slowly instead of quickly focusing on the weaknesses and then nitpicking. It's more so of like raise them up gradually. You know, that is the key. However, many people in your lives, they chose to pinpoint your weakness and then exaggerate it. Because most of the time when individuals do that, they don't want you to see the best in you. They want you to focus on the worst in you. And that's what really gets people caught into a certain mindset that makes you feel down, makes you feel bad about yourself, makes you feel like you're not enough. It just gives you all of the feelings that you shouldn't be feeling. We all have been made differently, and we all have different benefits to who we are. Let me put it like that. Different benefits to who we are. Not all people walk with the same gifts. And that's okay. It's just a simple fact of recognizing what you have to offer and then giving that. And then if there's something you feel like you want to work on, you work on it slowly until you improve. Because I believe that everyone can improve in an area that they are weak. And it's just good to strengthen yourself in areas where you feel weak, so you could become more confident. And usually in the areas that you're weak, you don't necessarily have to pay so much attention to that. You could just pay attention to your strengths and focus on those and just rock with that. You don't have to go so hard trying to increase your abilities in an area where you're weak, because that's when you are supposed to delegate. That's when you, like, say for instance, you're creating, or you have some type of project and you have strengths, right? But then there's certain things that you're not really good at or that you don't know how to do. So someone else is going to come along to do that for you. You may not have met them yet, possibly because you might not be actually practicing what you do actively. However, when the time comes when you need a team, they'll be there. And I think many times we try to overwhelm ourselves with so many different tasks, forgetting that there's someone else out there that could do that. Or even if you know how to do it and it's time consuming, you could delegate that to someone else, and then you can focus on what works for you and what you like to do, what you enjoy. And most likely the person that you're delegating a certain task to, they're going to appreciate that thing that they do that you don't know how to do or you don't want to do, and they'll do it. When you look at it like that, isn't that simple? You know, instead of thinking, oh, I don't know how to do that. You know, I don't know how to do that. Maybe I should just focus on doing that because I should. Just because I want to do it. But why do that when I feel like you don't have to if you don't want to? Like I said, if there's a weakness that you feel like you have, you can work on that slowly. But as for your strengths, it's best to focus on the strengths, because at least you'll be proficient and master what you're already good at. And then you have a niche, right? Okay, Spirit. Hey, I'm Mystic Alchemy. Thank you for being here. Okay. Sometimes I forget to say that, so I have to pop it in when it pops to me. When it pop, I get to pop in. Okay. Okay, let me see. Spirit, what else I'm gonna say? My laptop just got bright. It does that at a certain time of day when it starts to get light outside. My phone, I'm sure many of you have that too, but my phone and my laptop will adjust to the time of day it is. So it just brightened up. I feel as though you all are in the midst of brightening up your thought process, like the way you think. You're thinking from a different perspective that is making you feel lighter. And that is the best thing that you could ever do for yourself, because you release unnecessary weight that you don't need to carry around. You don't have to walk around like bag lady. You don't. Erykah Badu said it. You don't have to. Bag lady. You don't have to. Okay? But all of that good energy that you have given to others, even those that ended up turning their backs on you, Spirit saw it and felt it. And you will, in fact, be blessed for all of that. It did not go unseen, okay? Sometimes you may feel like it did just because of those individuals that you gave that energy to. They didn't give it back to you. So that doesn't mean that you're you're not going to receive it, though. You know, it doesn't mean that you're not going to receive it. The blessings that come to you when you act in such a way with love, it will always come back to you. It just might not look as you expected it to, but it doesn't mean that it's not coming. Okay, so Spirit wants you to know that and hold on to that fact, because everything you do, it does cause a reaction. And many of you, it's not like a bad reaction, it's a good reaction. I heard a chain reaction. You cause a chain reaction when you continue to work from a place of love. You cause a chain reaction. And what better reaction is there than love? I don't think there's any other better aspect of life than love. Authenticity, of course, but I feel like that should be natural. Well, at least I'm pushing for authenticity to be natural, because there's too many aspects of life that are provoking and encouraging to steer away from authenticity. However, that is our gold mine. That is real, okay? So we want to steer to it, not away from it. Steer to authenticity, not away, okay? There were so many times where you thought, I should have just kept my energy to myself. I should have never given to this person, because I feel like they don't even care about me like I care about them. So many times you've given, but you've given because you wanted to. You were never giving to try to get something back. That was never your intention. To give to get something back. No, your intention was to give because you wanted to. You wanted to give. It was no strings attached. However, there were strings attached to you, though. Like, these individuals did attach strings to you to make sure that they seeing the what is that thing called? The Muppet strings. When you see the hand and the strings and little figure moving, there's times where you'll give, and if you don't understand when to pull your energy back, these individuals will assume that they could just start to work you as if you are a little figure connected to their strings. That is not true, because you do have the tools to cut them off. Snip, snip. You do have the tools. They can't see them, so they never really know until they know. And then it's like, oh, well, now you know. Okay? This is the best way to be. Maybe not for all of you, but this is how I feel. Now I'm giving my opinion, okay? I feel as though Spirit feels the same way, though, because it just makes sense. It makes sense. Really, think about it. Why stick around with a person that's not down for you? Once you realize that, then you know, oh, snap, snap. It becomes very simple at that point. If you're not down for me, why would I be there for you? Because this doesn't make sense anymore. I will go as far as I can, but there comes a certain point in time where you must snip and clip. Snip and clip. I feel like the clip is just the fact that you put a cap on it, and you're not going to allow someone. I just saw an umbilical cord with a clip on it. Umbilical cord. So they start treating you as their nutrients. They start treating you as their sustenance. But they just want to take in this vampiric energy that they have towards you and have no intentions on giving you anything. No type of love back. They just want to drain you until you have nothing left. And that's what you're not going to allow, because once you see that energy, you will know. Snip, snip, clip. Okay? And once you recognize that, it becomes easy. It's so much easier when we respect ourselves enough to know when someone needs to go. Because you know that they don't rock with you no more. They don't. You know. You just know. And I'm being silly with it because that's how it's coming to me. So I'm serving it as it's coming. Okay. But anyway, just hold on to that. Hold on to your love. If your love is disrespected, they can't have it. And you will detect it. They can't have your love no more. They can't have your love no more. Okay, just tell them no. Hit the dough. You gotta go. Okay. No, but I'm serious. This is seriousness, but I'm laughing because I find it comical that people really do this, you know. And the older I get, the more I see how people could be. And when you see that in that energy, you have to be able to smile to get through it. Because after a while, when you get to a certain point, individuals with that energy, they become like a joke. And it's like, I'm not saying it to be mean, but once you really see what things truly are, you can't even really get that mad. You can't, because it's like, seriously, this is what you're choosing to do. This is what you're doing. You know that they need assistance, they need help, but they would never say that they do, and they would never take the time to get it, because that's what they came for. I just heard. That's why they're here. That's what they came for. So you just have to let them be a bully hoe. What else can you do? If a bully hoe want to be a bully hoe, then they gotta go. If that's what they choose. It was their choice. It's nobody's fault but their own. You know? And then it's like, oh, I see you. All right. Okay. Clip, clip, snip, snip. No. Okay. So keep that in mind and just know that all of that energy that you gave to those individuals that had no intentions on giving that energy back to you, or at least being able to receive that energy and increase the vibration from what they received from you within themselves to give to someone else, it's like they stop that chain reaction. You look to cause a chain reaction of love. However, there's individuals out here that siphon that energy to use it up for themselves, and they have no intention on spreading that love as well. So these are the types of individuals that Spirit wants you to recognize, you know, and don't pull the wool over your own eyes hoping for a different result when you already really know what it is. Okay? It's a waste. It's wasteful. It's wasteful in many different ways, because the energy that you could be giving to something else that will grow and flourish, you can get caught up using that energy in an area that is stunted. It's stunted. There's many areas where the growth is stunted because of the decisions in that area or for that person. So if you're making the right decisions and this person that you are giving your energy to continues to make the wrong decisions and they're not pouring into you as you're pouring into them, then they're siphoning. They're stealing your energy. Okay? The thieves will not be thieving anymore. The energy thieves. No, 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 honey. Okay? Let me get a charm. Okay, let's see. Cross came out. Sacrifice. The cross. Christ consciousness. The cross. You see that? That's interesting. That's interesting. This never came out before, and it's coming out when this message is about self-sacrificing. And Jesus sacrificed. Look, regardless if you believe in Jesus or not, when you look at the story, he was a warrior for love. And I am too. I feel as though that's me, because I can feel it in my bones. When you can feel it deep like that, you know what it is. You know what it is. You can't hide that. You can't conceal it. I mean, that's the same thing, but still, you just can't. It's just going to be a part of you, and it's going to be seen. It's going to be felt. It's going to be heard, because when you have a passion of peace, passion of the Christ, I just heard. When you have a passion, and you understand the point of this place that we're in with all these crazy things, these chaotic things that happen, you understand so much. You detach from it. When you get to that point, when you choose to understand, you detach. Okay? And you know where to put your energy, because you start to recognize who actually is benefiting from it, who envies it, or who like feels some type of way about your energy when you're just being yourself. You know, you start to pick up on all these little things, and the reason why you're picking up on them is for you to know how to move accordingly. Those emotions and feelings that you have inside of you, they mean something. Remember, I told you they're your internal GPS. Follow the directions. Follow them. Okay? Christ consciousness is like education, spiritual education. The education that has been lost for many. The education that has been lost for many. The education of looking into self for all of the answers. That has been lost for many. The education of love, that has been lost for many. Love is like swimming in a sea of confusion for many, because many only feel as though they can have true love in relationships that were really broken before they started. So that's not love. That's not love at all. You know, and many people that we end up giving our energy to, they don't walk from a place of love. So how could you expect love from someone who doesn't walk from a place of love? That doesn't make sense, right? If you know and you see what it is in the beginning and you're not feeling the love, why stay with them? There's no point. You're wasting time. You're wasting your time is precious. You know, why waste that good on energy like that you know you can't get what you give from that person. You can't receive that back. I heard there's so many people that you've given your time to, and they don't have the capability of stimulating your mind. You end up feeling deprived with these individuals. You feel deprived. You don't feel right. You feel like you know you're not supposed to be there, but it's like being hopeful when there's no hope. That energy comes up sometimes in the reading. Being hopeful for a situation or for a person that is hopeless because they're choosing to be. When you look at the life of Jesus as well, he was nothing but authentic and did not care about what anybody had to say. Okay? Straight up. Straight like that. Did not care. Just the energy alone, when you really think about Christ consciousness, when you really think about Christ consciousness, it's about teaching. It's about mentoring. It's about sharing what you know for the good of everyone. It's about not trying to control people. It's about letting people's energy flow freely. It's not about the church as a building. It's about the church as your temple, your body. It's us. We are the church. And I say that sometimes it comes out because the Spirit talking about it, but we are the church. Once you recognize that, things change. Your mind starts to shift. It starts to shift. I hope you're feeling that shift right now. Because when you recognize about the examples and then take the good from it, you start to see things that you may not have ever seen before. So even if you don't believe in the Bible, it's fine. Just, do you see that though? Do you see the energy? Just look at it as energy. It's energy. It's energy. And there's certain people that walk with that same energy from our past. Just think about who else walked in such a way where they spoke and said what they felt and what they believed, and that was it. And they didn't care about what anybody else said. Care for what? What is the point in that? I heard it's better to live with purpose than without, because you have a goal. You have that fire in you, and it feels good though. You know, it's not like you don't like it. You're going to like it. You're going to enjoy it because it's going to feel right to you. Okay. Just make sure that you don't give your energy to those who don't know what to do with it and who are not ready for it. Once you see that someone is not ready for the energy that you serve, there's no point. They can go on and do what they do, but they just need to be far away from you. Okay? For some reason, I'm seeing the cross upright, and then I'm seeing it like an X. Like this. I saw it in my mind as I'm twirling this charm in my hand. And that's given, it's either, it just gave this energy like they're either going to be with you or not. So it's either they're going to be straight up with you or they're not. And then they got to get X'd out. Okay? X'd out your life. I guess that's why when you're not in a relationship with someone, they're called the X, because they got X'd out. Okay? Got X'd out. They weren't for you anymore. Their time was up in your life. And you go through a rebirth. And many times when there's like this breakup energy with whoever, it doesn't really necessarily have to be an ex, because it could be an ex-friend, just whoever. I've even heard people say ex-coworker before, so it could be anybody that gets X'd out, and that's okay, because their time is up. Whatever purpose that they were supposed to serve in your life has been served. You saw what you needed to see, you learned what you needed to learn, and that's all. That's all, folks. Okay, that's it. There's no more. So there's no need to try to look for something that's not there. Just let it flow. Okay, my loves? I hope this message gets to those who need to hear it. Okay? Everything you do, do it with love. Always remember, that the creator is in you and the magic is too, because you're magic. Much love to you. I'll see you in the next video.